What if your body was a gift and contribution to your life and not something that you've been stuck with? What if your body could change quickly and easily? Right Body for You will inspire you and show you a different way of creating the body and the life you truly desire. Now here's your host, Donnielle.
And welcome to the show today. This is Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle, and I always have a great time with the producers right before the show, so I'm laughing before the show even starts. How does it get better than that? And as that laughing is one of my body's favorite things to do, it really helps. If you have never joined us live and in the chat room, I highly suggest it. The producers and participants are going a little fun, crazy today, and we're doing colors and jokes and laughing, and and honestly, we're changing the world with our laughter. We're changing our bodies with our laughter, and it's I did a show a couple weeks ago or a month ago. I don't know. Time is lost on me nowadays. Called "Can You Literally Laugh Your Ass Off?" And it was a fun show, and I don't know about you, but my body and I always feel better after some fun laughter. So you should, if you're listening to this and you're not in the chat room, please do. It's pretty funny. They're talking about cats and colors, and they're purring, folks. I don't know if somebody's petting them, but they're purring in the chat room. So welcome to Right Body for You, a different kind of show. Yes, we talk about bodies, and and everything surrounding bodies, and that affects bodies, and which is actually everything. Next week I'm doing a show on gems and jewelry, and it's an interesting topic that a lot of people have a few points of view about. But that's one of the things I like about doing the Right Body for Your radio show is it can literally go anywhere, and it does. And today we are going to talk about the Earth. Because, you know what? Why not? Earth and bodies is actually one of my favorite topics. The title of the show is, Are You Part of the Conversation Between Your Body and the Earth? So, your body and your Earth are always talking. Okay? What is your body made out of? Okay? Look at it. I mean, I can see some of you looking at your hands going, yeah. Okay, so when you break down the Earth and you look at it has so much of the same elements as the Earth. It has the water, H2O. It has metals. It has nutrients. It's really interesting how similar our bodies are actually to the Earth. There's a reason we talk. The expression is ashes to ashes and dust to dust, and this is it. It's one of those reasons is our bodies actually have a very similar chemical and energetic composition as the Earth. So what makes that difference between the Earth standing up and walking around and talking and our body standing up and walking around and talking? And it's really us, okay? We, the infinite being, because there is a difference between our bodies and us. We are an infinite being, and our bodies are one of our greatest creations to constantly give us information about everything that's going on around us, okay? Going on for it, the body, going on for you, the infinite being, going on for other people's bodies, other people's beings, animals, plants, and yes, even the Earth, which is why in Access Consciousness, one of the greatest tools we use is who does this belong to, okay? And Right Body for You, not only is it a different type of radio show, it's also a different type of and way of being, okay? It's a different type of way of being with your body that's never really been seen on this planet in any time in the recent, distant past. Right Body for You is about being in communion with your body, about being in connection with your body, not being in your body, okay? Let me dispel that right now. It's not about being in your body because, do this with me. Close your eyes unless you're driving, and then please keep your eyes open. You can do that then too. You can do the activity then also. Close your eyes and find the outside edges of your body, okay? The top of your head, your fingernails, your toenails, the bottoms of your feet. Can you find your elbows, Can you find the outside edges of you, the body? Yeah, okay. And then so let's find out the outside edges of you, the infinite being. Are you in the corner of the room? Are you also down the street? Are you with me here? Yeah. Are you kind of everywhere you look? Can you actually find an outside edge of you, the infinite being? Okay. So if you're an infinite being that's that big, are you inside of your body or is your body inside of you? Okay. Do you, the infinite being, actually fit inside the body? No. Okay. So it's not about being in your body. And, this is where a lot of people start getting lost in the communication with your body or communicating with your body or connecting to your body. Because somewhere along the line down the road, I have no idea where, everybody's like, well, you have to be in your body. And you, the infinite being, know everything. You might not cognitively have the awareness of it at this time, but you do know everything somewhere. And so when someone tells you you need to be in your body, that knowing part of you goes, I can't do that. My body's in me. I don't cognitively know how that looks, but it makes me feel lighter and expands my universe when I look at it and go, I can't be in my body. I'm bigger than that. Okay? So first off, everywhere we are trying to make a body big enough to fit an infinite being, and it doesn't, and you guys, yes, it can mean size, but it's more than that. It also is the place where we've made our bodies solid enough to contain the infinite being. That could mean harsh of movement, disease, or whatever it is, okay? So everywhere we're trying to make a body to fit the infinite being in, would you be willing to destroy and not create that? Right, wrong, good, bad, flip, flop, nice choice, boys, and beyond, okay? And that is an example of the Access Consciousness verbal processing. And the verbal processing of Access Consciousness works on an energetic level. And honestly, you guys, the verbal processing is something that changed my life, changed my body, changed everything. Because I knew somewhere out there it had to be quick. I knew it had to be fast. I knew it had to be easy. And everything I had ever done was hard, was lengthy, and honestly, I got bored. I don't know about you, but if I have to do something for very long, I get bored out of my head, which is a funny expression if you think about it, bored out of my head. But I completely get bored. And so I stopped doing it, and then I don't get results, and I judge myself, and, that's not really fun. So with the tools of Access Consciousness, starting with the verbal processing, it's as simple as that. Because what it does is it changes and shifts the energy underneath. The energy that is affecting us that we might not be acknowledging is creating limitations. Because we can talk about all of this stuff, talk about your feelings. Let's talk about your feelings. And how often when you talk about your feelings, do you actually feel worse after? Or things like you had a bad dream, and the more you talk about the dream, the more real it becomes, okay? That's because it's working on an energetic level. The same is true the opposite of the way. You can actually use the verbal processing and just like that say, hey, are you willing to get rid of that limitation? And you go, yes, and boom, the clearing statement, the right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine choice, boys and beyond, assists you with getting rid of that, shifting that, so you can actually see a different possibility, okay? And the great thing is, it's energy. You know it. You speak it. You might not have a cognitive awareness of it in this 10 seconds, but you do know it. You be it. And so you don't have to understand it for it to work. Yay! It's one of my favorite things about this. And that's what makes it so quick and easy. So if you want to learn what right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds is all about, please go to theclearingstatement.com. And it's a fun little website that gives you all the information you require. So Right Body for You uses the tools of Access Consciousness because it's a part of Access Consciousness, okay? Right Body for You was created by Access founder Gary Douglas over 10 years ago. And it's fun for me to be a part of it. And this is where it comes from and how we can shift some of these things energetically that allow us to make changes quickly and easily and by choice, okay? So why am I talking so much today about the energy of the Access Consciousness tools and what they do and their change? I know some of you are going, I've done Access. Why are you talking about this in the middle of a show? Because it's about the energetic communication, okay? So much of what goes on around us starts, begins, and ends with the energetic communication. It starts, begins, and ends, starts, middles, and ends with the energy that we all be, that's all around us, the oneness, the consciousness, okay? So when we're talking about something like bodies and earth, how does your body and the earth communicate? Does it have an open dialogue? Like when you go to sleep at night, does, you, the infinite being, wander off, and then your body and the earth sit there and have tea of dirt and worms or something, or does it, can you imagine in the backyard, it's like the body going off and the earth creating a little table out of earth and chairs and, and then, it actually is kind of cool. Who knows? Maybe I'll write a story like that. Kind of sounds fun. But, and then the earth and your body sit down and have conversation. Not that I've discovered so far. And it doesn't only happen at night, but it is this constant energetic communication that goes beyond a verbal thing. Okay, that's the thing about energetic communication is it's not a verbal process. Can the verbal and the words support it and direct it? Absolutely. I lack my words. I'm a writer. I'm a wordsmith. I enjoy the energy behind the words and how it helps and shapes things. But at the end of the day, it is about that energetic communication. It's those days when you just look at somebody and you have an entire conversation in a glance, okay? It's, we talk about it being a download. And so, some people talk about it being a download. And sometimes we get stuck in the, okay, well, I've downloaded this, so I must extract it and then go line by line to see what this person said and blah, 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 blah. And that's where we start to gum up our own works, because energetic communication is not about that. It's just the knowing. Okay, it's not reading each line, it's knowing each line instantaneously whenever you require it. Okay? All right, so we're going to take our first little break. When we come back, we're going to expand more upon this energetic communication, bodies, earth, and where you, the infinite being, actually fit into this conversation that's constantly going on. All right, this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You. We're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
It's body time. What would nurturing you and your body create in your life? Would you be willing to give yourself 30 days to find out? 4 live calls and receive direct to your inbox each day a video, process loop, or activity designed to contribute to you. It's body time. What will 30 days of nurturing create in your life? Begins October 15th. To find out more, go to DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com, DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dane here, and I would like to invite you to an adventure in being. I've just written and finished a new book known as Being You, Changing the World. Are you one of those dreamers? One of those people who's always known that other possibilities should be available but haven't yet been able to see them be created? Well, I wrote this book for you. In it, you'll find tools, processes, and unique perspectives to change the things you've always wanted to change but didn't know how. In it, you'll find an invitation to a different possibility for a way that we can be in this world that changes not only our lives, but by being us, allows us to contribute to changing everything planet-wide that doesn't work. Are you aware that truly great people, truly being them, is the only thing that has ever created a great change on this planet? Are you willing to step up? Are you willing to be one? Check out a copy of my new book, Being You, Changing the World. I invite you to go to beingyoubook.com for a free gift.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle. I am your body tour guide, body archaeologist, giggle leader, and I don't know what else. I seem to be accumulating titles, or not titles so much as, what would you call it? Nicknames in with the show. Energy's bitch. Yes, I am Energy's bitch. That is true. You know, we're talking today about energy and the communication and the energy that we are, that we be, and the energy all around us. And I have acknowledged that I am Energy's bitch. I'm proud of it. I should get a T-shirt made or a sticker or something. I bet people would ask me, can you imagine in the airport, Energy's bitch? People would be like, what are you talking about? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. Let's have a conversation. And I just wanted to take a moment. During the commercial break, we talked about the commercial for the 30 days of nurturing that is starting tomorrow. You guys, I am so excited for this program. While the commercial was playing, I was reading some emails because I multitask, and the reminder that 24 hours until it's in 30 days of nurturing starts tomorrow, and it's called It's Body Time. What would 30 days of nurturing you and your body do to your life? And it's changed my life. And you guys, this program, I am so super, super duper excited about it. Like any program I haven't been, I've created a lot of programs in the past 8 years. And honestly, this is probably the one I have been most excited about so far. Yes, Christine says, Donnielle, are you excited? Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. Let me tell you. Because I realized that when I was changing my body and changing my life, it was the nurturing aspect to it that really allowed me to change. And the nurturing aspect was the not judging, the communication, the asking it what it desired, and all that kind of stuff. And so with these 30 days, you'll receive an email each day of a PDF, a video, an MP3, sometimes a PDF and a video or an MP3 of a daily activity, something you and your body can do that day, implement immediately to create some nurturing for you and your body. And how would that change it? And I got so excited about it when I laid out 30 days. I'm doing it too. There's some live calls, like tomorrow is the first live call. There's 4 live calls. There's a couple Zoom televideo conferencing calls. And so we're going to have a lot of fun with this. And what would 30 days of nurturing, just get the energy of that. What would 30 days of nurturing do for your life, your body, and the world, okay? Check it out, Donnielle Carter, accessconsciousness.com to find out more and to register. And it's only $300. You guys, I know $300 may sound like a lot, but it's $10 a day. $10 a day. How much do you spend on coffee a day? How much do you spend on lunch? Would you be willing to spend $10 a day to nurture you and your body and, I don't know, possibly change your life? So please check it out. I can't wait. It starts tomorrow. Woohoo! All right. So, are you a part of the conversation between your body and the earth? Okay. See, why I phrased it that way. Are you a part of the conversation, or where are you in the conversation, or however I phrased it, is because our bodies and the earth are actually always talking. Like I started the show with, it's like our bodies have a similar makeup of the earth as the earth, of the plants, of animals. And our bodies really don't have judgments. The earth really doesn't have judgment. Trust me on this one. If the earth had judgment of us, we wouldn't be here. The earth would have kicked our butt off one way or the other. It would have flooded us out. It would have, shook like a wet dog and spun us out all into space or something, the way we judge it and the way we treat it. So trust me, the earth doesn't actually have judgment of us. And it's this lack of judgment. Somebody in the chat room said Houston would have had a problem a long time ago. That's funny. I'm telling you, I have to join the chat room sometimes. We have a good time. And it's on a2zen.fm, and you can go up to the top. It says chat room. You put in your name. It's as easy as that. You have to sign up, join, nothing. Just say, hello, here I am. So check it out. Oh, and you can also ask questions. It's not just a joke forum. You can also ask questions like, what the heck are you talking about, Donnielle? Bodies and earth? Stuff like that. All right. So yeah, the bodies don't have a judgment. The earth does not have a judgment. And so with that lack of judgment, the communication between the two are pretty quick, pretty ready, pretty always constantly going on. Okay, and this is the beauty of who does it belong to. Because the Access Consciousness tool, who does this belong to? When we do that, we ask for any thought, feeling, emotion, or pain, okay, body, pain, suffering, disease, uncomfortableness, anything, you want to ask, okay, so let me say that again. For any thought, feeling, emotion, pain, disease, yes, disease, I don't care if it's hereditary, I don't care if you've had it for 50 years, every thought, feeling, emotion, pain, discomfort, disease, uncomfortableness, anything, you want to ask, who does this belong to? Me? Someone else? Or something else? Okay? And excuse me if you can hear my cat yelling at me, figuring that I need to be giving her attention. So, who does this belong to? Me? And then you just want to stop for a second and, as I call it, copying an energetic feel, just seeing how it is. Okay, because what you're looking for when you do this is you're looking for it to lighten up. Okay? It could be a lightening up of your universe. It could be a lightening up of the emotion. It could be a lightening up of the pain, whatever it is. And you guys, I'm talking about a lightening up of just a fraction, 0.01%, okay? It doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, it's miraculously gone, boom. That means that's what it was. If it lightens up at all, it means it's not yours, okay? So who does this belong to? Me? Give yourself a second. Someone else? Look at it for a second. Or something else? And look at it for a second, okay? And if you get something else, you want to ask also, is it the earth or something else? Because 99% of the time, if you get 99% of the time, if you get something else, it's actually the earth, okay? And it's part of this communication that's going on between you and your body. And it's really interesting because I was in Costa Rica once, well, frequently. I go again on Saturday. And at a 7-day event for Access Consciousness. And I was doing cranky pants. It was so interesting. I was irritable. I was sharing a massage table with 2 other ladies, and we were exchanging some of the Access body processes and all that kind of stuff. And so they were exchanging a body process, and I was just getting more and more and more irritated. And what was funny is I look back now, and the irritation feeling preceded any thoughts, okay? And so I was irritated, so I went looking for the cause, because, I think it was June or July, I did a whole month on cause and effect, about how we have this causal reality of we're always looking for the cause and the reasoning and the justification for the cause and all that kind of stuff, and how that tends to spiral us. So check it out. I can't remember if it's June or July, but it was the whole month on it. It says different topics, but it was all based on that cause and effect reality that we tend to live in. And so I was, I look at this and it's like I was irritated. I just was irritated. And then I started finding reasons to be irritated, although the irritation came first. So I'm like, I can't believe these 2 are still doing this body process. Don't they know it's my time? I can't believe this. Hey, I paid money to. And I'm making this crap up in my head. I was just irritated for no damn good reason. And then noises were starting to bother me. I'm like, I just have to get out of here. I'm so tired of being in this room. It's the end of the day. And I'm like, people are just irritating me. You notice there's no question in here, because Access Consciousness and Right Body for You are all about the question. There wasn't any questions. I was just pouting. I was finding reasons and justifications for my being irritated, okay? And so finally, they're like, oh, we're done with the process. Did you want to change one? I'm like, now. I was so irritated. I'm like, I turned down body processes, which is one of my favorite things in the world. Freak, man. I'm the Access Worldwide Body Class Coordinator. Body processes are my department. I'm like, no, I don't want to do body processes. I'm like, I can't stand anybody touching me right now. Honestly, even in my head, I was laughing at myself as I was doing this. Again, still no question. And so the class ended, and I went home, or I went back to my room. I'm like, I'm not even going to dinner because, you know what, I just can't handle it. I'm like, my body doesn't need food, blah, blah, blah. Again, no question. My body doesn't need food, no question there. So I went back to my room, and I remember sitting in the middle of the bed, cross-legged, just stewing, just being irritated and pouting and grouchy. And, it's like, it was like one of those Peanuts characters that has that dark cloud above it or whatever it was. And then the chandelier started swaying. And so the chandelier started swaying, and I thought, oh, great. I am emitting such a bad mood that I'm actually warping the energy field around me. Still no question, you guys. Okay? And then the whole room started shaking. And so in that second, I went, oh, my gosh, you're having an earthquake. Oh, my gosh, how funny. Instantly, all of the irritation went away because, I don't know. It was a conversation between my body And the earth was going, I'm getting ready, I'm going to have an earthquake, I'm going to shake, I'm going to have an earthquake. And my body was like, okay, here we go, let's go, we're going to do this, what's going to happen, fun, okay, I'll ride this out, get a little bit of shaking going on. And what do? Because I wasn't in that 10 seconds willing to be in part of that conversation that my body and the earth was having, I interpreted it as irritation. Okay, if I had actually stopped for a moment, any along that, that 2-hour period, and asked the question of like, oh, who does this belong to? Me, someone else, or something else? I would have gotten the earth, and then I wouldn't have spent those 2 hours being irritated. And I don't know, I might have let my body have a body process, all the kind of, fun, yummy stuff, nurturing, right? But in that instant, all my irritation went away because I was like, it was the earth talking about having an earthquake. And it wasn't a bad earthquake, the earth shook, and I've been in badder, is that even a word? I've been in worse earthquakes before, so it wasn't a bad one. And so after that, I laughed, and okay, haha, and then I, went off to dinner and had a great night. But this is what I'm talking about, that are you willing to be part of that conversation? Because your body and the earth are talking, and asking questions like, who does this belong to, is what brings you into that conversation, okay? So we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, I'm going to give you some information of when you get who does this belong to, and it's the earth or someone else. It's like, well, what do you do with it then? All right, stick around, and I will let you know. So this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body, and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
It's body time. What would nurturing you and your body create in your life? Would you be willing to give yourself 30 days to find out? 4 live calls and receive direct to your inbox each day a video, process loop, or activity designed to contribute to you. It's body time. What will 30 days of nurturing create in your life? Begins October 15th. To find out more, go to DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com, DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world, and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer, it's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am Donnielle. I am your host. Today kind of feels like your giggle leader, which is interesting. My body and I do love to laugh. Thank you for joining us today or in the future, which, interestingly enough, in my future will be your today. Deep Thoughts by Donnielle. Just kidding. Sorry, just a little insight into my head. It kind of gets scary sometimes. All right, so bodies and the earth. Are you willing to be a part of the conversation? Okay, it's that energetic conversation that's going on all the time. It's before the break I shared the story of when the earth was having an earthquake and my body was aware of it, communicating with the earth about it and letting me know, and I interpreted it as irritation because I wasn't willing to ask the question. So if I had asked the question, who does this belong to, me, someone else, and something else, and it would have lightened up at the earth, it's like, okay, now what do I do? Okay, because if it's, it's like, I've heard this tool. If you haven't heard this tool, if it's you get mine or someone else, especially someone else, you want to go, return to sender with consciousness attached, okay? And return to sender is not giving a pain or disease or irritation back. What it is it's just an invitation to a different possibility. It's an acknowledgement and an invitation to a different possibility, all right? So you say return to sender with consciousness attached, and then you allow it to change for you in your universe. All right. So with the earth, what do? It's like return to sender, I guess, maybe what? When the earth is talking to you like that, what it is asking for is a contribution. And a contribution with no point of view. Okay, so it's like my awareness of the earthquake did not mean that if I had become aware, cognitively aware of it and contributed to the earth, it would have stopped the earthquake or anything like that. Doesn't mean it would have made it easier. Doesn't mean it would have made it worse. Doesn't mean it would have made it less. Who knows? It's not the point. But the earth is asking for contribution without that judgment, without that projection, that expectation of what it should be like. And what's interesting is a lot of people have headaches or pains, and then they get this, it's a communication between the earth, and it's really interesting how this shows up. And so what you want to do is when you get something else and it's the earth, you want to contribute to the earth with no point of view and no judgment, okay? So what you can do is if you feel comfortable with it, you can hold up your hands, and on the count of 3, you just do like an energy bolt. You're like gathering energy in your hands. Not that you can really gather energy in your hands, but it's kind of a focal point. And then you do 1, 2, 3, and you shove and you whisk your hands, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, boo. And we can all do it right now. Those of you who are not operating heavy machinery, who have your hands free, you can do that. So even if the earth isn't asking for something specific right now, you can always contribute to the earth. And what's interesting is oftentimes if you have a pain going on in your body and you do this contribution to the earth, it sometimes can help shift and change that. Okay, so some of you have a pain, you can, look at that. And then on the count of 3, we are going to contribute to the earth. Okay, so hold up your hands, and 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And it's not about a specific number of times doing it. It's like, do I have to do it on 3 times or 4 times? It's just you could do it once, and that's fine, or you could do it 3 million times. Whatever works for you. You can just do contribution to the earth. 1, 2, 3. Contribute. 1, 2, 3. Contribute. 1, 2, 3. Contribute. 1, 2, 3. Contribute. And again, it's not about having a projected or expected outcome. If I had become aware that an earthquake was coming, it would have been like, okay, contribution, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I would have allowed my irritation to dissipate, and my body and I would have contributed to the earth, okay? And what's interesting, and those of you who were doing it with the pain, kind of look at that pain now. See if it lessened up at all, if it's the same, if it's worse. no right answer. It's just whatever it is. If it worsened, I would suggest doing some 1, 2, 3 some more. If it remained the same, ask some more questions. If it lightened up, cool. What else is possible? All right, so, and what's interesting is when I talk about contribution to the earth, a lot of people kind of have a little blip in their universe, sometimes vocal, sometimes unspoken, about, it's like, well, how do I contribute to the earth? It's this huge, massive thing floating in space, and I am just this little bitty ant walking on top of it. And it's like, size doesn't always matter. You heard it here first, all right? And if you really look at that, it's like, okay, I started off the show, or sometime during the show, I don't know, talking about, are you in your body, or your body is in you, okay? And so we came to the awareness that we, the infinite being, are this huge thing that is everywhere, okay? And that we, as of earlier in the show, we're not going to, create a body trying to contain the earth or trying to create the infinite being anymore. Yay. So, if you're looking at it from the size aspect of it, it's like, well, you know what? The infinite being is this huge, limitless, no stopping, no size, really. It's just this infinite thing always there. So, well, of course, something like that can contribute to the earth, okay? But what about your body? Your body is also this amazing, potent creation, just like you, the infinite being, are. And so, yes, the body contributes to the earth, too. So everywhere we have bought and sold and perpetrated that because of a size differentiation or a supposed assumed size differentiation, that our contribution is inconsequential, would you guys be willing to destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pocket, night shorts, boys, and beyond. Thank you. Because look at that. It's like, okay, so we just did a contribution to the earth. Now, because we're infinite beings, we can look at this. It's like, look at the energy of the earth with the contribution that you and your body just did. Okay? Cop an energetic field. All right? Now, look at the energy of the earth if you and your body had not done that energetic contribution. And yes, I mean all of us together, but also just you. Take you out of that equation. Was the earth's energy different without being in that equation? Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that just taking one of you who did the energetic contribution to the earth out was less for the world? Isn't that interesting? Maybe you do actually have more of a contribution. You are more of a contribution than you've given yourself credit for, okay? And it's not like, oh, I have to be something specific. No, actually, you just have to be you. Because you have what you be, and you be is what contribution the earth and your body is asking for, okay? All right, cool. You guys are like, what? Okay, stew on that for a little bit. We're going to take another quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this whole earth, bodies, and conversation between all three of us. What would that take with ease? All right, this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You. We're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
It's body time. What would nurturing you and your body create in your life? Would you be willing to give yourself 30 days to find out? 4 live calls and receive direct to your inbox each day a video, process loop, or activity designed to contribute to you. It's body time. What will 30 days of nurturing create in your life? Begins October 15th. To find out more, go to DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com, DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com.
Check out the new ringtones from Access Consciousness.
What is it possible? What is it possible? Smoking hot. Smoking hot.
And everyone's favorite,
Take a pass. Take a pass.
download the latest and hottest accessory. Go to accessconsciousness.com/ringtones for all the details on how to download to your iPhone today.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back. You know, I can't believe we're in the last segment. Time goes so quickly. When I was a kid, let's say 3 years ago, when my mom was doing 3 hours of radio each day or each Saturday, I'm like, oh my gosh, 3 hours, that is so long. Not anymore. Time goes so quickly, and it's because I love doing this. I enjoy it so much, and I have so much fun with you guys. So thank you all for listening to the show and supporting it and having a good time on it, because it helps me have a good time on it. All right, so with this, when we start acknowledging that we are a part of this conversation between the bodies and the earth, interestingly enough, our lives start to get better, start to get easier, and we start to receive more. And what's fun, just a little side note, a preview of next week's show, is when we are willing to receive more from the earth, it also includes things like gems and jewels and money, because a lot of that has to do with earth and body, which check out next week's show. That's a lot about that. But that is one of the fun things about it. So you receive more money, awareness, and from other people's bodies. You know, those of us who are in the quote-unquote healing modalities, you know, the more you're willing to communicate with the earth, the more you're actually able to understand and hear people's bodies talk to you also, and might not help you to help them. Yes. And so please do check it out. You know, I was talking with some folk yesterday, and one was like, oh my gosh, it's raining here today and there's clouds and it's so depressing. I'm like, oh, I love rainstorms. She goes, you do? Why? And I'm like, oh, for me, it's such a magical experience. You know, it's the change in the air. It's the electrons moving around. And one of my body's favorite smells is the forest after a rainstorm. You know, as the rain is hitting the earth, you know, you can feel the earth absorbing and just being grateful. And it's such a decadent, hedonistic experience for me, a rainstorm. It makes me and my body just feel alive. And she's like, oh, wow, I never thought of it that way. She goes, I just look at the depressing aspect of it. I'm like, well, who does the depressing aspect belong to? You, someone else, or something else? She's like, oh, it belongs to everyone else. I'm like, exactly. You know, and it's like, the more you are willing to receive things like this, so maybe those of you, you know, who are in some of those places in the world who only get daylight 5 hours during the winter or something, it's like, well, how is the earth receiving the darkness and the few hours of light, and what's that like? And it's like, for me, when I'm willing to be a part of the conversation between my body and the earth, everything opened up. It's really interesting. It was almost like in those, those vampire movies. It's like all of a sudden they could feel the pulse of the earth and blood flowing in people and, worms crawling in the earth. And it's kind of fun like that. And everything that just brought up to start and great at Right, Wrong, Good, Bad, Buckle, Night Shorts, Boys, and Beyond. But check it out, because I have such a good time with that. And it's just simply amazing. And, and I've been talking a lot about this 30 days of nurturing. And for me, that is one of the biggest things that I do to actually nurture my body, is just be with the earth, play with the earth. Even if, I do a lot of computer work when I'm not in class. So I'll get up and I'll wander around and I'll just stand outside, or I'll look outside. I organize my office so that I can actually see out to the view of the valley that I have, and it's just gorgeous. And so I have so much fun with that. So it's like I allow the earth to nurture me, and I nurture the earth through the contribution of no judgment. So please, please, please do start asking who this belongs to, because sometimes the irritation or that pain isn't yours. It's actually the earth asking for contribution. So check it out, try it, let me know how it goes. And please do check out the 30 Days of Nurturing for you and your body. It starts tomorrow with a live call. There is still so much time to join in. It's a daily email of an activity, something you can implement immediately to start nurturing you and your body. Because I tell you what, the more I nurture me and my body, the more my life changes, the more my body changes, and the happier I become, and the happier the people around me become. And then the more I have energy to do things like this radio show that I have so much fun doing with you guys. So my 30 days of nurturing you and your body change your life. It did mine. And, what if you did it beyond that also? But at least give yourself that 30 days of easy to implement tools. And it's not a lot of work, you guys. It's just a quick little, here you go, do this, add it to your life. What else is possible? And the topics are so fun, and some of them we actually have theme days on them. And what I mean by that is I have one on traveling, nurturing your body while traveling, family, relationships, entities, eating, a bunch of fun things. 30 days of different topics, different areas. Earth, of course, is one. Pain is another. When I wrote it all out, I got so excited. My body got so excited that I'm going to do it with you guys too. So every day I'm going to receive the email as well. I know I would have written it, but I'd like to play. So I will receive the email and go, okay, what shall we do today? And, look at this and look at the activity, listen to the MP3 or watch the video, and I'm going to do it too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. My body gets tingly and all excited every time I talk about it, and it starts tomorrow. So please check it out, DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com, DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com. So please check it out. It's $300 for the 30 days, so it's only $10 a day. Would you be willing to spend $10 a day to change your life? And if you and your body do have any topic you would like me to cover, please drop me a line. Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com, DonnielleAccessconsciousness.com, and just say, hey, you know what? I would love to have a radio show about this. I would love to know more about this, or whatever it is. Just let me know, because I am constantly curious as to what's going on for everybody else in the world. Also, I'm pretty good at picking things out of the world, but you know what? I like words too. Give me some words. That's kind of fun sometimes as well. Speaking of words, please check out the archive shows of Right Body for You. It's a lot of fun. I have over a year's worth of shows there for you, free of charge. Just tune in and listen. Pick a topic and listen. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us again. Make sure to check out the It's Body Time, 30 Days of Nurturing. Make it a fun week. Make it a happy week. Enjoy your body, because it's enjoying you. And be back next week, because you know what? I will be talking about gems, jewelry, and your body. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Right Body for You. Donnielle will return next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A to Zen.fm. We hope you and your body will join us.